People look at you strange saying you changed, like you worked that hard to stay the same. Like you're doing all this for a reason.
Hey, what's going on? This is Signature Studio 81, aka Studio 81, and I'm here with my man, Will.
WILLZ.
WILLZ.
Yeah,
All right,
WILLZ. Glad to
WILLZ.
be here, brother.
All right. First, let me ask you, where did the name WILLZ come from? The abbreviation of your name?
Very simple. Yep, my last name Williams.
Okay.
I ain't want to think too complex on my name when I started to do what I did, so I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna shorten that up. Sweet to the point, man. So it worked out, brother.
Yeah, a lot of artists they spend mad years trying to figure out the right name.
It don't even take that much time, bro. I promise you, man. Just keep it sweet, simple to the point, and it makes sense. Plus, I ain't want to come up with no complex name. People trying to look my name up, and it's like a Rubik's Cube, and they trying to type my shit in. Nah, bro. WILLZ.
And the joint that it throws me sometimes when you think you got the perfect name and then you go put it in social media and you be like, yeah, ain't nobody got this name.
Hell, yep.
And everybody got it in every single way you see through the
See
magic.
that red arrow on that shit. You can come up with another name. They throw you a weird ass suggestion too.
Let me say this. Listening to music, he just did a performance. What was the name of that song again?
It's called Love Me.
Love Me.
Yeah, my brother produced that. Shout out to Oracle.
Yeah, that joint was dope. Listening to that, it kind of put me like, I guess as far as like feeling you out energy wise and just like from what I hear the music and just meeting you kind of give me a vibe of like a Nipsey Hussle, Snoop, kind of like more soulful though.
Nah, I appreciate that, brother. I hear that all the time.
You
man.
do?
At this point now, I just take it as a compliment, brother.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a fan of everybody you just named. You know what I'm saying? So like, just the message that they bring and you know what I'm saying, how they deliver it. It was always inspirational to me too when I'm trying to come up doing what I'm doing. So, man, I appreciate that, bro.
But what was your biggest influence like when it comes to music? Did you kind of have a style or somebody that is like, damn, I like the way they do that. Let me
Yeah, 100%. Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always give credit to my brother, man. Shout out to him because he put me on him. But when I heard him, I was probably like in, I want to say like middle school, probably like going to 7th grade. And at that time, man, you got like Gucci, OJ the Juice, man, Young Jeezy, all of that shit was just hot at the time. So I was still in the process of trying to like figure out who I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just growing up and shit, you know how that goes. And I heard a song from him and that shit kind of just changed everything I was trying to do. Like, cause I'm like, oh shit, nigga, you can just get high and fuck on niggas' bitches and this shit is cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta be out here trying to sell bricks and do no crazy shit, cause this shit, you know what I mean? And that kind of changed my vision and how I approach shit. And I wasn't even really rapping at the time like that. I mean, me and my brother was fucking around, but it wasn't like to the point where it was serious. But when we started to do it, that was definitely like a huge influence though.
Right.
You know?
What made you, I guess, take the music serious? As before, like you were saying, like it was just a hobby, I guess.
Yeah, that's how it started off. I think that's how it started off with everybody, bro. It was definitely just a hobby, but I think it was when I was actually starting to write my own shit, the reaction that I was getting from motherfuckers. Now, granted, like I said, Wiz Khalifa was a huge influence to me. So even when I started, bro, I was fucking sounding like him. Nigga, I used to laugh and all that shit, bro. It was that real. Yeah. But I think, you know, everybody got to go through that part of the process, you know? That's what kind of the direction I went, and then I just kept going at it. Especially, like I said, when I seen people reacting the way they was, I just kept writing and, you know what I mean, getting better and started to kind of create my own, you know, direction and shit. And it was just something that was naturally, like, in me. Like, I can be having a fucked up day, you know what I'm saying? And I can go to the studio and that shit can just, you know what I'm saying? There was nothing in my life at that time that gave me that feeling. So I'm like, okay, this can't be just for nothing. So I just kind of kept pursuing it. And music always been like a huge influence in my life, bro. Even as a kid.
Let's bring it back. Before you were doing music, like what was your life like before starting this journey of like getting into your music?
It was chill, man. I grew up in church. Shout out to my moms and my pops for that. So I had a great balance growing up, you know. It was just, I had kind of both sides of it, you know. my pop showed me how to stay straight, stay narrow, take care of your kids, you know what I mean, hold it down. So I had that influence, and then I got older and started to go outside,
Live
and
your own
you
life.
get that, you know what I mean, that influence along with that too. So I kind of created my identity, I guess, in a sense, with myself, and yeah, I immediately came the black sheep of the family. You know what I'm saying? And, my mom's and them didn't necessarily understand the direction that I was going. Shit, I didn't know at the time. I was fucking up, man. I had a kid early when I was like 16. I had my daughter. Okay. And I was like 17 and a half, about to turn 18 when I had my son. So yeah, I was outside, man. So I can't blame my parents and them for like, you know what I mean? You didn't get your shit right.
How? Now, growing up young, being young and having kids, how do you feel like that altered and changed your life in the direction that it could have went opposed to where it's at now?
At the time when I seen it, I thought everything was over. I'm a teenager, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm still a kid my damn self trying to figure it out. But it definitely put a sense of responsibility on me, because I didn't have no excuse to not say, okay, I got kids, but fuck 'em. I had no excuse for that. My dad was in my life my entire life, you feel what I'm saying? So he showed me that you can do this shit. And it made me grow up a lot quicker, you know what I'm saying? I had to really start thinking about 5 years from now opposed to like what the fuck I'm doing next weekend type shit. You know what I mean? It was just a mentality switch. And at the time it was a lot on me, but in hindsight, now that I'm here now, like it gave me like a huge advantage in life because I didn't have no choice but to grow up,
Yeah.
And that created a whole bunch of shit that I had to go through to get shit in order. But like, it took a while, but now I'm in a good position. And shout out to my kids too, bro, because they were there the whole process. Like, even when I was trying to figure shit out, like I had to get out my mom's own crib early, you know what I mean? And they was there the whole process. So they seen where I was at, you know what I mean? And then they see the progress and they see where I'm at now. So, and that influenced them to do what they want to do too. So
That's
it's a good thing.
Now, most, and I'm gonna say the case from just us growing up being black men, most men walk away from that responsibility.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Unfortunately.
I'm gonna say sometimes, yeah, unfortunately. And hey, listen, I'm trying to live my life. I got dreams and hopes and I'm trying to get, which is sad truth about us. What made you stick around and say, and not take that route? Because, as granted, I know you said your parents and stuff like that, but some, even with parents, figure out, hey, this is not for me. What made you just stay?
I think what was going on in my mind the whole time was two things actually. I couldn't, me trying to think about my daughter or my son getting to a certain age and going through life the way I know life is without me trying to just be there like, yo, you know what I mean, try to guide them, bro. That thought alone was too much to even try to accept, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they didn't ask to be here, bro, and
Gotcha.
that thought made me just accept that responsibility. And I'm a huge believer in karma too, you know what I'm saying? So any decision that you make, it always has a effect to it, whether that effect is gonna be positive or negative. So you gotta decide on what you're willing to accept, you know what I'm saying? And me leaving my kids, it wasn't even really a second thought. And it's crazy because I got homies, you know what I'm saying, that got kids, and at the time, being that age, it was something that I was willing to accept, being around them. But as you get older and you start to see like the effect of what happens when the kids don't have that structure, and I wasn't with the mom either, bro. So you know what I mean,
It made it harder.
I was single. I was a single dad, bro, like figuring this shit out full time. But just seeing what that lack of structure gives a kid. You know what I mean? If you my homie at this point in time now, like if you my homie and I know you got kids and I know you know the effect of it because you was probably in that situation too, because I know how fortunate I was to have both of my parents in my life, like, because most of the homies I grew up with didn't have that.
Yeah.
So I don't judge them for like taking that direction. Like, you be the man you are, but like now I don't even allow that shit around me. Like if I can call you my homie, and I know you got kids and you're not taking care of them, that's a reflection on myself. You know what I mean? Because now at this age, bro, I don't have homies. I got like a circle tight knit. You know what I mean? So we all got to be on that same kind of wave, that mentality, especially as black men.
And I'm gonna say this: it's hard to find that. It's hard to find a
100%,
circle
bro.
of let's say brotherhood, men, people, whether it's a woman finding her sisterhoods or a man finding his brotherhood. It's hard for us as black men and to find that type of group. What, besides your homies, what kept you grounded and able to, I guess, have a different type of mentality than most or some of us growing up like that? Like you got your circle, you got your tribe, your brotherhood. What gave you that mentality to say, hey, this is what I need in my life, opposed to, let me just run these streets and just do whatever out here?
Honestly, as cliche as it sounds, bro, my relationship with God. Because granted, I'm not perfect, far from perfect. Like, if anybody know me personally, they knows this. But it was that education that I had growing up. Like I said, I was in church a lot with my parents, like Sunday and Bible study, faithfully.
Yeah.
So I always had that moral grounding, even if you don't necessarily believe in everything that comes with, but there's still a certain moral grounding that you develop from that.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me my entire life. So even when I was fucking around and doing what I was doing, I still had that moral grounding in the back of my head that just helped me make certain decisions in my life. Because most of the niggas that I grew up with and I was doing the shit I was doing with, they still out here doing that shit, you know?
Yeah.
So it's if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have started making certain decisions in my life. Like, okay, I need to try to change what I'm doing. This shit ain't leading nowhere. So, you know, that helped me a lot in my life. Granted, I didn't make all the best decisions, but even the decisions that I made, it helped me gain, you know, the position that I'm in right now. So, and any man that has kids, I want to say this too. Like, I don't care how old your kids are. Like, it's never too late to even try to start that. And that's one thing that I had to figure out in my life. Like, cause I was, bro, like I said, 16, having a kid. Like, even
I
when
can
they was,
imagine, scared.
yeah. So like, even when they was getting to that age, like 4 and 5, starting to develop, you know, memories and shit, and starting to see shit. Like, it was very important to me to make sure, like, be careful what I have them around. You know what I'm saying? And like how to even with the lack thereof that I had, like just to create a safety kind of environment, like a safe environment. And that developed the relationship that I have with my kids. Like now, man, them the homies, bro. Like I can talk to them about everything, but that took time. You get what I'm saying? And all kids need is just you to be there. You don't have to be perfect, bro. I had nothing. Like, so don't feel bad about whatever position you feel like you in, financially, mentally, bro. If you just there and you just present, they just need to see you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's never too late. So I just wanted to drop that down.
No, that's good.
Yeah, sure.
That's I feel like that's very important, and some people need to hear that because you have situations where you want to be a better man for your kids, but obstacles you may have a baby mother telling you ain't doing enough, or just a circle that's not as supportive, so you start doubting yourself.
Yeah.
So most people need to hear that it's not too late. Just be there, regardless of what everybody else say, regardless of what everybody do.
And doubt is natural, man.
Yeah.
It's part of life, you know. You can't never escape doubt. You ain't gonna never know if you're doing it right.
Ever, like.
You know what I mean? You just gotta go with your heart, bro.
Now, with all this and being in the position that you were in, kids growing up trying to figure it out, with everything leading up to now, what's been the hardest part of your music journey thus far?
Staying with it. That's probably staying with it and accepting every reality that come with every step of it. Cause, you know, if you do check, you know, if you do know my music, you kind of know I'm not taking the direction that everybody takes. You know, I don't really go the direction that the radio goes and what they push and promote. No hating towards it, get your money. You know what I'm saying? But like, I just decided to go a different route. It's plenty of that. You know what I mean? So if I can throw a little motivational words in my rhymes and shit and give you something that you can relate to, some life shit, then I'm just doing my part. But me taking that direction, I had to accept the fact that I'm not gonna, it's very unlikely I'm gonna make a pop #1 hit. It's gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm talking about killing niggas and doing all that extra shit. So I had to accept that journey. You know what I mean? And I'm a heavy advocate on being independent if you understand what being independent come with. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're treating this like a hobby and you saying you're a rapper and you're gonna be independent, good luck. Okay. It's probably not gonna happen for you, bro. And that's no hate. I'm just saying I was there. You know what I'm saying? I had to understand at a certain point, I don't care how talented I am. I don't care how dope this shit may look. If I don't invest in this shit the way I need to,
you ain't gonna go nowhere.
It's nothing is gonna happen, bro. So like, that reality of accepting the fact that this shit gonna take some time, it's gonna be a slow burn, but if I do what I gotta do and be consistent at it, and the product is where it needs to be, we gonna get there, you know? Yeah. And that was a harsh reality because I've been doing this shit for over 10 years. You feel what I'm saying? This shit didn't start making sense for me till like 3 years ago, 3.5, you know what I'm saying? But it was that 6 and some change. Figuring how this shit work and still consistently writing through all the ups and downs of life. You feel what I'm saying? Like, at a certain point, you gotta understand, like, this shit come with losses, bro. You know what I mean? A lot of them. But that, in those losses, is the jewels you take from to get better at it. But you gotta ask yourself how bad you want it.
Do you feel like some artists lack that ambition and drive to keep going, even though sometimes like they may hit a brick wall and they're not getting no shows, they're not even getting a chance to go to open mics, or people ain't really connecting with their music? Do you feel like some artists lack that drive to just keep moving forward?
Of course, especially if you're not depending on the direction that you're taking with it. Like, if if this isn't like a passion to you, like if you can't tell yourself, okay, I don't care if this shit never goes out, I'm still gonna go to the studio and make music. If you genuinely can't tell yourself that, it's not gonna work, because what you're gonna do is let the losses and the ups, and the bullshit that come with this affect how passionate you want to be about this, and you can't let that happen. Gotcha. I think if artists start to change their perspective on what comes with it, because I think looking on social media and seeing how people can make one song,
the lifestyle,
you know what I'm saying, and then it's instantly pop, and then they got all of this shit that they want, and they own this shit daily, looking at this shit, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I get how it can affect you, but you can't look at other people and let that be a reflection of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? It's timing is everything. It's some people pop like that. You get what I'm saying? But if you look at the ratio of the people who pop like that make one song blow up, how long are they in this shit?
For a short amount of time.
Very brief. You know what I'm saying? So like, you gotta ask yourself, what are you in it for? Yeah. Most importantly, like, if you want to be that, okay, go that direction, and it might happen for you. But like, understand what that comes with. Now, if you're in this because you love it, and this is a craft of yours that you're trying to build and get better and create, create an environment and a sound and environment for people like you. Yeah, that creates longevity. You know what I'm saying? Like, some of my favorite artists right now are underground, make millions of dollars. You probably wouldn't even know.
Never heard of them.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they living, and their family is straight, and they've been doing this consistently for years. So it's like I said, it's all on what you want, man. And either way, whatever direction that you take, don't let doubt and discouragement stop you from doing it.
Yeah, because
you know what I'm saying?
That's a killer right there.
That shit comes with anything, bro. Yeah. Even if you're not trying to be a rapper. Let's say you're a 9-to-5 man, and you want to come up in whatever building or whatever establishment that you in. That's gonna come with doubt and discouragement too. You gonna let that stop you? Like, you can't avoid that. That comes with any that come with the process on whatever direction you take, bro.
Anything in the world.
Yeah, bro. Like,
is the athlete, songwriter,
yes, sir.
artist, all that. Now, what with that? How do you stay creative? What is your creative process, especially when you go into the studio and you're trying to be different than your last song or different than your last album and keep your fans more engaged? What's your creative process of starting that?
I think given the direction that I took, it's easier for me to just go and create what's on my heart or whatever, because I just talk about my life on my shit, the good and the bad.
Yeah.
And I live every day. So you know what I'm saying? So I always have something to speak on or talk about, and just that I let that fuel my motivation in like in the creative direction that I go. And my brother as well, like he's co-owner of my business, Just Us Productions. But he play a huge part in that. You know what I'm saying? Because he made majority of all my beats. I've done projects with other producers, but like majority, you know what I mean? He was on this journey with me, bro, this whole time. So we kind of stuck to it. But he takes a huge part in that, just pushing me to go different directions. You know what I mean? Giving me beats that I probably wouldn't necessarily think about rapping on, but you know, it helps me. You know, it sharpens my pen. You know what I mean? And
keeps you good.
Yeah, 100%. And just me living, man. Just life is what fuels the direction that I go with it.
Now, do you receive criticism for not fitting in a particular type of box or having a type of style that people don't, the masses, let's say the masses doesn't gravitate towards? Did you ever receive any kind of criticism for that?
I mean, I wouldn't call it criticism. Just a reality check that, you know, a lot of people that I thought, you know what I'm saying, that was in my corner and wanting to go that route wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? Because I can drop shit that I drop all day and then you don't even look at it, but you would share something that you know from somebody else that you never thought of
never
or
met
heard of
before
in your life. You know what I'm saying? And just the lack of support.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't even really call it people just blatantly just giving me criticism for it. They may have told me, like, I may have heard a few times, oh man, look, if you just do this for right now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just do it for right now. Get the bag and then you can do whatever. You know, I've heard that, you know.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even really just criticism. It was just people realizing, okay, he not gonna do this, so I'm just not gonna support him. And it was just a reality check.
How does that make you feel, the feeling of a lack of support when you're chasing a dream? And not only, because sometimes I know there's some artists that think their music's good, it's not.
Yeah.
But there's some artists
It's a lot
that,
of them, bro.
But it's a lot of them. But it's some artists that, like, you know this is good music.
Mm-hmm.
And yet the support that you feel like you should be getting, you not. How does that make you feel, and how do you deal with it?
I couldn't take it personal. If you let decisions and actions of another person affect what you're trying to do, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't in it to make them happy or you know what I'm saying, try to get them to come, and if you don't come, this shit is gonna crumble. Nah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I got. You know what I'm saying? So I just had to not take it personal. And when you have something, and I learned this too, man, when you really got something in you, it don't even gotta be music, bro. You know what I'm saying? It can just be whatever seed God put in you. If you have something, man, you're gonna affect everybody around you. Majority of the people that are around you is gonna be affected negatively about it because they don't have what you have. And that process sucks when you start to see how that happens, but you have to accept what you see, because all that's doing is just weeding out everybody that ain't meant to come with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that process hurt, bro. You know what I mean? Especially when you grow up with a lot of people, bro. That
you think they're in your corner.
You know what I'm saying? The whole time, like, it was people that I started this shit with and was going with me for years. And then when certain things started to happen, people started showing different sides of themselves. And honestly, in hindsight, they been showed me it was just things that I wasn't seeing in the process. But that reality was a hard thing to go through, but it was necessary.
Yeah.
So anybody that's in this shit, I'm not the only one, bro. Like any part of life that you go through, like when you start to elevate, everybody that is around you when you weren't, it's not gonna be able to come with you. And that's unfortunate, but you know, it's one of those necessary evils, man.
No, when you were saying that, how do you deal with the jealousy and envy? Because I know it's some people like, you got those people, and like, Lord, I hate those people. They seen you working, they right there watching you work. Then all of a sudden, I want to be where he at, but I don't want to do the work that he did to get here.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that? Because I know that can be tricky. It's like, bro, you've been here with me. Like, you see what I'm going through. Now you envy and you jealous of where I'm at because I put this work in. I know that's a tough thing to deal with. How did you deal with it?
That's a good question, bro. I don't know if there's a easy way to deal with it. You just have to not let your emotions affect the decision that you make in regards to that. And sometimes that's hard to do, you know what I'm saying? Especially with somebody that, like you said, was there with you trying to, as you seeing you do this shit, you know what I'm saying? Every day, every night doing this shit. It's hard, but most times the way people view you, especially if you a genuine person and you ain't never did nothing but show that person love, you realize it's just a reflection of themselves.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I can't let how you feel about yourself affect me.
Gotcha.
I don't have to hate you for this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Most of them people that did what they did and I had to leave behind, I still love them people. You know what I'm saying? I just had to accept the realities that come with y'all.
Now I gotta step back.
You know what I'm saying? So I have to love you from a distance. And I have to accept that, because if I go back to that, I can't blame nobody but myself or whatever come with that.
Exactly.
You know? So I always show love. I just accept what I see. And most of the people that was around me at the time, you know, I wish them the best. I've heard things, but I wish you the best. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that's just what comes with that, bro.
Now, what is your take on where do you fit in this hip hop and music right now of what you're doing? Where do you feel like you fit in at?
Well, I would want to say I created my own lane, but I'd be lying to you. It's a lot of people out here that chose to keep lyricism and bars in their shit.
Yeah.
So if I feel like I fit anywhere, I just fit anywhere in any category where you put people who believe in what they trying to do and without having the need or even want to try to go the direction that everybody else is going. They believe in what they're doing and can create it and make it a thing. That's why I fit in, you know what I'm saying? And I guess in basis, underground, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
nothing wrong with that at all.
I'm perfectly fine with that, because if you really, and it's sad because a lot of people don't really have their own sense of sound. So what they do is just go with whatever they play on the radio. But there's a lot of people out here that you do not know that are making a lot of money doing exactly what they love to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
One of my favorite underground artists, and I know not too many people, hopefully they do, but I love Tech Nine.
Yeah.
He's one of those, like, one of those.
And honestly, I feel like Tech Nine is one of those that really went outside of underground, but he used the underground. And when I say outside of underground, I don't mean like in the sound that he created. He had his own sound.
Yeah.
But he created it so big, you know what I'm saying? He created his following so big that you wouldn't even really consider him underground. But that should just be evidence that it's possible. You feel what I'm saying? One of my favorite artists is Currency.
Oh,
I got on his attire right now.
Yeah,
man.
I was looking at it earlier.
Jet Life Apparel, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tag you in it too. I don't even care if you look at it.
I'm a tag to heavily.
Please do. Yeah, man, huge influence. Like I said, WILLZ was one of my biggest, but they created How Fly. I never heard of Currency at this time. You feel what I'm saying? So I was a huge WILLZ fan. So even at the time when it came out, I was anti-Currency because I'm like, man, fuck this nigga, man. WILLZ is that nigga. I don't even care what this nigga saying. So, but like when I did my research, I'm like, oh shit, this motherfucker,
He like that.
he that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And just the direction that he took. Cause you know, at a certain point, Wiz kind of went, Pop, I love you though, man, get your money, bro.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like his direction was like, yo, I just want to chill, make my kind of music. I don't need to be no fucking planet. You know what I'm saying? I just want the people who rock with me, rock
with you.
and we gonna get it. And he created millions for what he did. So salute Spitter, man. Yeah, he's a big influence in what I do and the decisions that I make and how I do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, 100%.
Now, what do you feel like the state of culture-wise hip hop is and rap is right now? Do you think it's better or do you think it has gotten worse?
In the sense of what hip hop truly is,
Yes.
it's not looking too good, man. I think at this point now it just became, I don't really care what you're talking about. It's just how cool you are. And they rule, and at this point now, the major labels, they control what's cool. And now you got a lot of niggas out here making music that they would never do in their real life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the basis now is, nigga, if you ain't doing no drugs out here killing niggas, we don't want to hear what you talking about.
Yeah, you're not cool enough.
You know what I'm saying? So like now you got a lot of kids growing up that don't have a sense of self at that, you know what I'm saying, growing up. They don't even really know who they are. And now when you have that mentality and you don't want to go through that process of learning that, and that's a lot, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
You just have a sense of, I have to do what's cool. And what's cool, unfortunately.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
Do you feel like we, and I say this, we as a people, as a culture, because we started the culture. We started and we used to decide and determine what's cool. When we did it, everybody else did it. But now, like you said, record labels are determined, hey, that's cool, that's not. How do we get, if you know, how do we get back to us being that staple of we set the standard for what music is and not a record label?
That process has absolutely nothing to do with music. If you want me to be real with you.
Yeah.
Because when we get to a point where we want to set that standard, we got to find a sense of self. I'm not trying to get too deep with that, but like I said, it's a lot of people who don't know who they are, so all they do is just follow what's cool.
Yeah.
And that's easy to do than the process of going through who you need to find out who you are, like your flaws and all. Like a lot of people don't want to go through that because that comes with a lot of accountability, self-accountability. You know what I mean? People make mistakes and fuck up their whole life, but they always have a reason for the fuck up besides themselves. So when you go through that, you don't have to accept certain things about yourself and say, okay, I need to do better. So it's a lot to come with that. It's a mentality thing. Once we get to the point where we accept that what they trying to create is not what it needs to be, because a lot of people deal with death their whole life, bro. When this is the narrative,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? When killing niggas is the narrative, we go through deaths all the time, but at the same time, we praise the same shit that is affecting us.
So it makes it a cycle.
You know what I'm saying? And that cycle needs to be broken. But then that cycle breaks when we do the inner work within ourselves. But that's a whole lot that a lot of people don't want to accept.
They don't want to look in the mirror.
It's a lot easier to follow your distraction.
Yeah.
Because it gives you that sense of that little small window of validation for what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You can run from it, but you can't run your entire life, but a lot of people do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's easier to fucking, even though I know the same kind of music and the message that this music brought just killed my homie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'd rather just fucking
push that shit out.
Push that shit the same way, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's cool to do, even though they hurting, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just, that shit just repeats.
Now, when it comes to your music, how do you approach your storytelling?
It's, like I said, I just go off my life, and I don't try to base it specifically on my life. It's just the things that I go through and the losses that I've taken and the perspective that I had through all of that. All I do is just simply go through it and I just deliver it in the music. You know what I'm saying? I would put myself in like a life rhyme category. Shout out to Casey Veggies, that's a Cali rapper, man. I grew up on him. But he just gave me that perspective, man, just rap about your life. And don't be afraid to rap about what everybody feel like isn't cool, bro. Like, everybody ain't balling. Everybody don't got fucking Mercedes or Benz and bitches and stacks of money and shit. So it's not bad if you don't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all right, bro. You're gonna go through shit. You're gonna lose. But you can pick yourself back up. And I try to push that and deliver that message in what I do. I've been doing it for a long time, you know what I'm saying? And me having that message has hindered my progression a lot, you know? Like, I've had many a times where I was like, man, fuck this shit. Like, these niggas ain't gonna get the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, man, I've been doing this for years.
Yeah,
like,
y'all ain't get the message yet.
Yeah, but like, I had to understand, like, you know, I signed up for this. You know, like I know what I'm pushing. I understand if a lot of people ain't gonna, you know, gravitate to it, but at a certain point, the message that is pushing is the effect of it is gonna get too big.
Yeah.
And I think at this time we starting to really see that. You know what I'm saying? So like even the direction that I'm taking, this shit is starting to gradually become cool again. You know, so
Facts.
It's just confirmation that I stuck it out for a reason. You know.
Now, I know sticking it out that it could be hard.
100%.
Like, especially when you seeing, let's just say, other distractions that seem more glittering, like it's gold, like it's better on the other side.
That's the point.
Yeah.
It's supposed to look like that.
So, with that being that, what makes you just say, fuck it, I'ma just keep my own shit. I'ma stay in my own lane. I'm not going to create what they create. I'm gonna keep my own shit and make my people fuck with me and not go, you know what, this is easy. It's easy to go ahead and rap,
100%,
yo. It's easy to
100%.
rap about bricks you ain't never had, or even if you have it.
There were guns you never held.
Yeah, the bodies you never caught. It's easy to do that.
It is.
What made you decide to take, and I'm gonna say in a better sense of word, the harder rap?
A lot of reasons, but the main reason was if I create a thing with this and I actually become this, whatever the message that I'm delivering, that's what's gonna gravitate to me. You see what I'm saying? And I knew that wasn't what I was doing. That's not my life. So I don't want to be at a concert that I'm doing around a whole bunch of motherfuckers, and then nothing's wrong with that, you know. I swear, like, get your money, you know what I'm saying? But like, if that's, you know, if that's who you are, then live your truth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I knew that wasn't the direction I was taking, so I didn't want that. I didn't want that kind of energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and honestly, if I have to be somebody I'm not for y'all to like me, then this ain't meant for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I can't be who I am, then this isn't the direction that God's trying to get me to go. So I need to figure something else out.
Gotcha.
That's just my mentality about it. And I didn't want my kids growing up. I can't be a hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a father, bro, a good father, stern father at that. Love my kids, man, to death. But like, I make sure that I preach to them, like, be yourself. Don't let nobody or anything you see influence what you feel like is cool. And that has created two of the dopest kids that I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because like, they have that sense of self, you know what I'm saying? And they not really worried about what's going on around them to influence what they want to do. So I can't tell them that, and then I go and do the complete opposite.
Letting the world influence you.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at now. And it's hard to keep a crowd around you when you're not what your crowd is.
Yeah.
You know, because now you're just chasing what's cool at this point. And I don't want to spend my life doing that, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like what I got is dope enough and relatable enough to a lot of people in this world. And it took a long time, but over time, I'm starting to see the harvest from that.
Got you.
And that validation is letting me know like, okay, whatever I'm doing, I need to continue doing this. So, man, I'm here now, chopping it up with you. You know what I'm saying? So
definitely, and
shit is
I'm
good.
honored. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm
Thank you,
honored.
brother.
Like it's rare that I run into artists with a deep understanding of self worth and a deep understanding of where they actually want to be
100%.
at when it comes to this music stuff. Now, what's a day like when you're not focused on your music? What's your day like? Like when you say, "All right, it's no music today. This is what I'm going to do."
Man, simple as hell. I'm either in dad mode or I'm in the studio, bro.
Oh,
You
you
know what I'm
got
saying?
two
So
modes.
yeah, man. Look, bro, I'm 30, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
My kids are pretty much teenagers now. So, and I do this dad shit. So this ain't something that I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So I'm chilling, bro. I'm out the way. There's a lot of crazy shit going on outside.
Boy,
You know what I'm saying?
listen.
Especially in my city at this moment too. Condolences for all the losses because it's been crazy.
Yeah, it's been a
From the
crazy start of the year.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I ain't got nothing outside ain't for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling at the
What?
crib.
Who's been your biggest role model, like in this journey, as far as like your music and in your life?
In this music shit, just the artists that I follow. Shout out to Currency, Larry June. The Alchemist is by far my favorite producer. I'm gonna holler at you soon, man. I promise you. I promise you. But just them just seeing what I'm trying to do, seeing the fruits of the labor, the end game
Yeah.
of what I'm trying to do, like in real life, that's huge motivation to me because I know the direction that they took. And that's literally the direction that I'm taking. So just seeing that's what fuels me. My brother is a huge role model for me, just in the sense of creativity. We go through a lot in life, bro, but he's always coming up with some shit that just, inspires us to keep going, man.
That's what's up.
So my brother is a huge influence to me. My kids, they probably the biggest. You know what I'm saying? Because like now they seeing what I'm doing, so now they're like, okay, pops.
Yeah, we with you.
Yeah, we with you. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So just me continuously showing them that just believing in themselves is possible, and you can create a living from it. They are a huge influence to me, and God most importantly, bro. But yeah, life, everything that come with it, man.
Everything. Because like, listen, I know how it is, especially when you're trying to build I guess in a sense, a legacy for your little ones or something for them, an idea of a path that they can follow.
100%. Whatever direction.
Whichever way they want to go. Now, when it comes to just like your music, you got a project that you got coming up.
Yes, sir.
And you said it's coming up in February?
Yep. It'd be February. Yep. Man, I never even promoted it, but it's cool though. It's cool.
No. That's what we get into now.
It'd be February-ish. We're gonna leave it there. But it's gonna be out shortly. And we also shout out to my brother. He produced every beat on there. That'll be out, and we also have a little something else coming immediately after that. So we working this shit, man.
Give us some insight on the project. What's the name? What can we expect to hear? If you can.
Man, you good. It's called Changes.
Okay.
And that just that name alone kind of explains the process that I'm in right now. Man, I'm making a lot of changes from certain decisions that I made and directions that I was taking just in my personal life. So that kind of just depicts that one word, kind of just explains all of that. And just expect a lot of, like I said, a lot of life rhymes, man. A lot of beats that you probably wouldn't necessarily go with, but that's my brother. He make it work, and we do what we do.
Got you.
Like I said, he made all the beats on that shit, man, and no features. Oh no, actually, excuse me. We probably got one feature, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to say the second one because I'm probably wrong. It's probably on the next one, man. I work a lot, sorry. But yeah. Shout out to the homie E-Man though. He gonna be a feature on there. He work out of Greensboro. But yeah, man, it's gonna be some dope shit, man. Okay. Looking forward to it, bro.
Now, do you got any shows coming up? Stuff that we got like? Where can we learn more about who you are and see what your process is and just grow with you?
Man, just tap into my social medias, man. On Instagram. When I post this, if you don't do the honest, man, I have it somewhere on here, man. But my Instagram is Howard Dreams, HIGHWIT Dreams, no caps, no spaces.
Yeah, we gonna post that on
Yeah,
so y'all can see.
Please do. My TikTok, High Fella. You can see that. That's an underscore HIGHED underscore FELLA. And just follow me, man. Tap in. I try to keep a lot of consistent content on there. You know what I'm saying? I may not be songs that's coming out yet, but you know, I give you visuals, man, just to kind of get a sense of who I am, man, and the direction that I take.
Okay. Do you got any merch, anything out there?
The merch is coming for the my music business, but I didn't even start this, man. I should have said this. I actually own a lingerie business as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I actually designed them myself. That's Her Ways Lingerie and Accessories. So tap into that. I got the website as well. That's herway.com.co. I put that on there if you don't do that, brother.
I'm doing all that. I'm gonna get all that
tap in, man. We got Valentine's Day coming up soon and all of that, man. So, ladies, I got you. All sizes.
Fellas too. Don't
Don't forget
man,
tap in, brother.
Don't leave your ladies out.
If your lady want it, bro, she want that. Don't go to Victoria's Secrets, bro. They're gonna charge you. Don't go to Priscilla. They're gonna charge you like $65, $85, bro. Don't do that, bro. Go to my website, bro. It's $35 every piece, every size. You know what I'm saying? I got all different directions and designs on there, man. Just tap in. And I should have said that, brother. My bad.
No. Listen. It is. And the information that I get, I'm gonna make sure my fans and everybody really get that, cause like I'm big on people supporting people and stuff like that. Especially man. Somebody on their journey that's genuine and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I'm definitely big
bro.
on that.
I appreciate that.
So, the studio, Signature Studio 81, and I had honor of interviewing this dope guest, WILLZ, and we definitely gonna have him back for more. Stay tuned and watch the performance, the mic drop performance they gave. It was very dope performance. And forgive me, I'm high as shit.
We both are, man. It's cool.
Listen, I didn't even smoke. I didn't even smoke. I'm sitting here and it's foggy because
my apologies, man. It's cool. We chilling, man.
Yeah, we chilling. We good. We good. But I definitely had an honor interviewing you, and I definitely want you to come back for more. And it's just been a pleasure, man.
Thank you, brother.
Definitely.
Tap in, man.
Definitely tap in.
Dope platform, man.
All
dope.
We'll see.
He high, but he dope.
Y'all know.
Y'all know.
We out.
Yeah, who shot you? As we proceed.